Introduction. Every great networker was a lousy networker first. Yet those of us who manage to hang in there long enough and work hard enough to earn huge incomes are frequently granted rockstar status. Some people want to have their picture taken with us at public appearances, while others actually hang back from the crowd as if they were unworthy to approach us. Some leaders contribute to their own mythical status by showing off their money with all the toys they own. They purchase late model sports cars, huge homes and boats, and strut around at conventions like dictators of third world nations. I did. I hate to admit it, but I did just that. While it seems natural to display our wealth in a world in which money is given so much emphasis, it's important for MLM leaders to present both sides of the MLM story. We all made mistakes that can and should be avoided by others who aspire to our levels of success. This became clearer to me as I traveled around delivering keynote speeches at company conventions in the late 1990s. Those who are proud to have survived their first year but still wonder when they'll have their best year generally approach me. Many readers survive their first year battles only to wonder when they can actually start paying their bills and earn a respectable income in network marketing. Unfortunately, it's possible to have 1 year of experience 5 times instead of 5 years of growth and progress unless you continue to grow and learn. I want this year to be your best year. It's not particularly easy, once a man or woman has had considerable success, to go back to the early days and recount those embarrassing failures. The tendency is to point towards those things which resulted in success. Unfortunately, when legends refuse to disclose their failures, others are doomed to repeat them. My best year in network marketing was not the year that I made the most money. Financial prosperity is just part of the equation. My best year occurred when I calmed down long enough to experience genuine serenity and balance. My best year resulted from a mindset, not a Mercedes. Indeed, it could have occurred half a decade sooner with a little strategic planning and wisdom. Wisdom I now present in this book. Clara McDermott, in my opinion, is the all-time greatest MLM matriarch, and she gave me very sound advice my first year when she insisted that I not spend a fortune on an extravagant lifestyle until I'd been successful for at least 2 years. Of course, I paid absolutely no attention to her. My mentor, Richard Call, told me to invest my money wisely. I didn't. Several outstanding leaders advised me not to travel around the country conducting meetings. So I did. 1 year, as an incentive to my downline, I had a recruiting contest in which the winner received a new Lexus. Everyone in my upline told me I was a fool to do so. They were right. My friends and family said I was too obsessed, that I was working entirely too many hours a week, and that I would eventually burn out. I did. When I finally reached a point of absolute exhaustion, instead of creating balance in my life, I quit for an entire year against the protests of those who were more experienced, and my organization began to deteriorate from the top down, just like they warned me it would. Imagine waking up at age 40 with an airplane, 3 mansions, a wardrobe of designer clothes, a summer chalet in Switzerland, more money than you could possibly spend, a pile of books, tapes, and major magazine articles to your credit, and every award available in the entire MLM industry, only to discover that your life is empty. I had literally become so busy making a living that I had forgotten to make a life. It took a decade of painful self-reflection and dramatic change to alter my course. But at age 51, I finally understand the importance of balance, serenity, and prosperity. That is not to say that I've somehow arrived or that there won't be additional challenges in the future. But my best year in network marketing could have been my 3rd or 4th instead of my 10th. It is that possibility which I hope to help you realize through this book. Yes, your best year in network marketing will occur when you're finally out of debt and earning enough money to make ends meet comfortably. It will be a year in which you are able to strike a balance between diligent effort and time freedom. Your best year will be when you feel serene and confident, successful and fulfilled. The pressure will be off not because you're earning more than you can spend, but because you realize that no matter what happens, you can always recover. Your best year in network marketing could come in the third or fourth year, but it will be punctuated by contentment, and you will spend considerable time with those whom you love most. You will perhaps donate some time or money to a worthy cause, and you'll stop reading menus from right to left. Your best year in network marketing will be the end of erroneous prioritization, self-destructive habits, and hollow relationships. You'll slow down long enough to figure out what's really meaningful and what isn't, and you'll begin to revisit the dreams and aspirations of your youth. You'll begin to write or paint. You'll climb into an aeroplane for your first flight instruction, or go back to college to enjoy a few of those courses you perhaps always wanted to take. Perhaps more important than anything else, your best year in network marketing will occur when countless people in your organization recognize that you are one of them, filled with the same hopes and dreams, fears and foibles. When the world knows you're approachable in spite of your success and accessible in spite of your prestige, that is when your life will start to make sense. One of the shortest distances in life is from our head to our heart, and it's a trip we should all make daily. Network marketing is the great equalizer in free enterprise because it removes the numerous prejudices that block many from rising to their fullest potential in traditional businesses. Lack of education, sexuality, color, age, creed, appearance, and other impediments to social and financial mobility have no power in network marketing. We all begin at the top of our own companies and succeed by elevating others. Unlike most zero-sum games, everyone wins in our industry. But the real adult report card is fulfillment, not cash. And fulfillment is a byproduct of other directed activities, a sense of balance and self-respect. Of course, I'm proceeding here from the assumption that you have an IQ of over 100 and you have already recognized that some people are clueless. One of the things you will learn your very first week in professional networking is that not all of the squirrels are in the trees. However, we'll assume that you are reasonably intelligent. Therefore, I'm not going to waste a bunch of valuable time attempting to verify the fact that network marketing, or MLM as most people hate to call it, is a legitimate business. If your next door neighbor and business associates are still using the old pyramid argument from the 60s and 70s, move on. Anyone with half a brain recognizes the stupidity of working for a salary or hourly wage when they can multiply their efforts through 10,000 others. It used to be easy for any pseudo-author to write a best-selling book by devoting 250 pages to an in-depth analysis of why network marketing is a real business. Our entire industry was once screaming for credibility. There are dozens of those books out there, and if they seem similar, it's because many were ghostwritten by the same guy. That's another story. The reason those books are irrelevant now is that MLM has been a credible profession for over 2 decades. Those who refuse to accept the fact are hopelessly stuck in the 70s. Those who keep trying to recruit new distributors by arguing that MLM isn't a pyramid are years behind the curve. Any 6th grader now has at least one classmate whose MLM's parents' lifestyle allow both to attend all PTA meetings and school events. Chances are that most children with 2 medical doctor parents have grown up in a neighborhood where the only home bigger than theirs belongs to a person who's been in MLM for 10 years. I still get the prospecting question, is it MLM? Back in the 80s, I responded with a well-calculated speech about passive residual income and an answer designed to defend our industry. Today I answer, of course it's MLM. You don't think you could earn this kind of money as a surgeon, do you? The only people who don't understand the power of professional network marketing are hopelessly incompetent. Some are patently incapable of succeeding in our business if they don't even understand the potential of our industry in the first place. They are what I lovingly call clueless. Of course, not all of those who reject your recruiting ovations are clueless. A few are simply dedicated and truly enjoy their chosen profession. Many are scared because there's no exit strategy. Anyone can be laid off or downsized in spite of their MBA or years of loyalty to one corporation. Even doctors can defend their mediocre incomes by blaming it all on HMOs. But once a person learns how to pick a legitimate network marketing company that's marketing an effective product, she's not going to be able to point the finger at anyone else but herself if she doesn't have an Amex Platinum in short order. Of course, that's not going to say that people still don't regularly fail in our industry, but they usually pick a company selling something they don't really believe in, like rat poison or snot guards. Then they put $2,000 into some unbalanced binary created by someone who's done 7 years on a racketeering charge. I have no sympathy for people selling products that they can't discuss in church, or those who sign up in deals that they know are more of a gamble than the Nasdaq. If 1,000 people join a stupid deal, it's still a stupid deal. Apart from normal intelligence, I'm also proceeding from the assumption that you are interested in building prosperity with purpose. I assume you got into professional networking because you found a patented product or service that changes people's lives and you know the backgrounds of the company leaders. I'm assuming that you understand the comp plan and that your company will allow you to become wealthy without jumping through a bunch of hoops, so long as you build an organization that does legitimate volume, even if you only sponsor one winner. I'm making the assumption that you've joined a company that's somewhat mature but doesn't have yet 1 million distributors in 30 countries. I'm also assuming that your company has capital and the ability to expand into numerous foreign markets in order to profit from our global economy. I trust that you already understand that you cannot peel 2 potatoes at the same time, nor can you achieve dramatic wealth by doing 2 or 3 MLM deals simultaneously. In 15 years, throughout hundreds of interviews, I have never met one legend who has made big money by working more than one program at the time. Those folks who think they can minimize their risk by joining 4 companies would be better off jumping barefoot into a box of light bulbs. Or, even better, they could go to Vegas and feed 4 slot machines at the same time. The reason that I'm proceeding from those basic assumptions is so that I can spend my time writing about things of substance. If you don't even know how to evaluate a well-capitalized ground floor opportunity, honest comp plan, legitimate product, or ethical management team, this book will probably not help you. Or worse, if you understand those things and yet persist in leading decent people into money games, this information won't work for you in the long run. This book is intended to help serious network marketing professionals prepare for their best year in business. These professionals are prepared to learn from those who have succeeded and then do what it takes to earn incredible incomes, perhaps exceeding $1 million a year. I've never met any person who retired from a job or respected profession with a pension of $1 million a year. It's one thing to scrape, save, and sacrifice so that after 40 or 50 years, you can have assets like the millionaire next door. But what our industry offers is an opportunity to work 10 or 20% as long and then have a cash flow of $1 million a year for life. The reason that this book is for the serious networker is that flakes never make it to the top. They jump from deal to deal until everyone knows their game, or they're so exhausted that they've got to resort to .com IPOs or Las Vegas. Of course, if you are a flake, you might want to admit it promptly, make amends to everyone you've hurt, turn your life over to a higher networker, and begin attending FA meetings. There is hope. I've also written this book for future network marketing professionals who care about a straightforward, honest, and legitimate business system. It's time to teach people how to do it right. I've got a list of character defects as long as your arm, but one of them isn't greed-motivated deception. I don't want scumbags to be able to use this book in order to build lousy companies at the expense of innocent victims. No one in any internet gifting game or binary pyramid scam will be sending this book to friends for Christmas. In fact, when was the last time an author admitted that his former books were obsolete, even though they were selling hundreds of thousands of copies at that very time? My other 3 books are obsolete. There, I did it. Sometimes I wish books were like cars. If I could recall all of mine, I would. Unfortunately, an ex-publisher and an ex-wife don't always see it my way. That's why they're my exes. When big bucks are at stake, few people are willing to take the road less traveled. But that's another story too, and one I refuse to tell because the best revenge is a life well lived. I've enjoyed writing this book because it's the truth and it's current. Now that it's available, I'm not assuming responsibility for past concepts which are, today, woefully inadequate. So let's get down to business. Forget about everything you've heard and move into chapter 1. If you know you're involved in a money game, first get out of there and pick a company and product about which you are both proud and passionate, and then come back to this book. It doesn't do any good to attempt to build something in some silly market that probably won't be around for another year. I've met dozens of decent people who have blown their credibility by jumping into 5 deals in a row for greed-motivated reasons. Make a 5-year commitment before reading chapter 1 and never look at another company, no matter how slick some recruiter sounds. This entire book will provide you with serious principles you need to earn millions. But they will do you no good if you pick a screwball company. There is nothing unique about Me Too product companies that promote front-end loading with a huge sign-up package. Some people pretend that they are in a real deal, but most of us intuitively know if we are joining a scam. Don't do that no matter how tempted if you want this book to work for you. Even if your company has been around for over a decade, we'll explore simple and innovative systems for building a new network of enthusiastic recruits. So let's go. Today, you can begin your best year in network marketing. And the good news is, it's not just a way to make a living. It's the best way to make a life.